Behaviorally specific feedback is powerful for several reasons. The reason why we stress behaviorally specific feedback is that too much feedback isn't specific and therefore ends up being useless or even destructive. For example, if your manager tells you you have a poor attitude that interferes with your performance, it's bound to make you a bit defensive and confused, right? The statement itself, well, you don't know what that poor attitude is. You don't know how it interferes with your performance, and what performance are you really talking about? Okay, it didn't give you any exact information on what you have done or how you can improve. Now, focusing on behaviors avoids these problems. So, one way or a better way now that your manager could have told you about the feedback would be, in the meeting today, I noticed that you were mainly talking about your area and not responding to others' concerns. If you want other people to take your issue seriously, then you probably reciprocate in that manner. Okay, now that's specific. Compare that to the earlier statement, you have a poor attitude that interferes with your performance. Which statement would now give you material to actually improve on? Now, uh, a specific feedback like that will, more often than not, uh, not trigger any defensiveness on your side. Okay. Now, many people are hesitant to give negative feedback or constructive feedback, as most of us would like to term it, for fear that it will be damaging or demotivating. You get discouraged, hurts your ego. The problem with the term, well, it's not negative, right? Maybe, as we've said earlier, maybe you didn't have that bad intention in the first place, but your behavior leaked out in a sense that it impacted the others negatively. Okay, feedback is positive. It will always be positive because it gives you material to improve on. Behavior is something we can change. Okay, and feedback on it is an opportunity to improve. Okay? And perhaps there's another way of trying to term it. We're not here just to simply give feedback for negative sake, right? All feedback is data. It's good. It's something that we can build on and actually use to improve ourselves. So negative feedback, the use of the term negative, well, that's probably not accurate. Maybe it's too demeaning at times. But what's important to realize is that all feedback is an important source of information. And that information may say something about the giver as well. Okay. It may also say something about you as the receiver, but whether we like it or not, okay, feedback provides information, a lot of it. And sometimes we just have to be a little bit more sober in realizing that fact that, okay, all feedback is actually data. I'll use that data for purposes that would benefit not just me, but for everybody. And if you think about it, it's better that you have feedback than none at all. In the case of zero feedback, you have no way of understanding whether you're improving or not. Now, these guidelines are just as important when the feedback to be given is also positive or affirmative. For example, if somebody tells you, nice job, okay, I mean, what about it? You might feel happy, you might feel warm and fuzzy in the moment, but really, it's sort of meaningless because you don't know what type of behavior or what action that you need to do again in order to receive that type of praise or recognition in the future. What did you exactly do that you were appreciated? What was the impact that happened to everybody else? Okay, what might we learn from this that we can leverage more strengths in future events?